Hello everyone and welcome to Cali, Colombia. I got a story to tell you, and it's an important story. Hopefully we can put a stop to it before it gets way out of hand. But I don't know if you've ever watched Fresh&Fit or Fresh&Fit. I'm not sure if there's an and on it. But what they do is they go out and they find these wild women and they put them on their show and they pretty much expose them for their bad habits. These women are not in my life and they've never been in my life. With that being said, I have seen them from a distance, but I've never had the opportunity to actually see them up close. One, I've never dated a girl who has tattoos covered all over her body, a woman who has, fingernails that spike out like some type of Dracula vampire, or the eyelashes like Miss Piggy. They just, nor would I ever date a stripper. And that's pretty much 100% of what they attract. They put them on there and they expose it and they say, guys, watch out for this. Some way, somehow, they're starting to come to Colombia. I don't know why, because men in Colombia don't have the money that they are demanding out of guys anyway. Maybe they just want to come here and enjoy. So, I land into Colombia, and I go through immigration, and that's fine. We all wait for our luggage. A couple flights came in, some flights from the United States. And after you go through immigration, you wait for your luggage. You get your luggage and then you go through aduana. So when I'm going through aduana, you have to go up and down all these aisles all over again. So this girl decides, I'm not gonna wait in line. I'm just gonna open up the gate and I'm gonna cut the line and I'm gonna walk right over. It's not the end of the world. She didn't really do anything bad, but here's where it gets bad. The guard, whatever you may call him, comes over and he explains to her, don't ever do that again. You want to come in here, you go the right way. I'll let you do it this time. And what she does is she starts blasting the MF words at him, telling him, what do you have, nothing else to do with your day? Look at this MFer, and saying a lot of stuff like that. I don't have to tell you what kind of, wording she used, but you can put it all together. It's pretty much the same type of attitude that they have on the Fresh&Fit show. She was Afro-American. With that being said, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the only female that's going to come to Colombia and act up. But she was acting up. And I stopped her in the middle of her rant and I said, please, don't do that here. And she says, hey, I didn't do nothing, I just cut the line and stuff like that. I was gonna end up in the same place. Nobody physically got cut. I just cut the line, so I didn't have to do all that walking. I said, you don't understand. That's their rules and you have to follow by it. And then I spoke to her in Spanish so that I could see if she was Black American or Black Latina. And she couldn't understand what I said. So I said, okay, she's a gringa. And I said, listen, this is not your country. You have to come here and follow by all the rules. And she said, yeah, but, and then she rebutted me without the MF words. She rebutted him, blasting him with four-letter words. And let me tell you something ahead of time. All the cops here, they know every bad word that's in English. They know every bad word because everybody has Instagram and TikTok and all that. If they only know 3 words in English, they'll all be bad words. So he knew she was disrespecting him. I said, please, I've seen a lot of bad things happen here. Please don't do that here. It won't end well for you. I put my hand over my heart. I said, don't do that. And she calmed right down. I took a breath in. I walked away. I went through, and when I was walking through to put my luggage up through the x-ray machine, I started to see 3 female officers walking towards her because he probably signaled in. Listen, there's a possibility that she got refused entrance. There's a possibility they detained her. There's a possibility that they broke her beads. They just broke them on her and left her there for 12 hours, lock her in a room and just leave her there. Who's gonna say anything? She hasn't even entered the country yet. She can't even turn her phone on. You're not even allowed to turn your phone on in there. They'll take her phone, they'll just leave her there. So please, don't end up like that girl. I understand queens from the United States act like that, and people let them get away with it. Colombian immigration will not let you get away with it. The police here will not let you get away with it. It will not end well for you. They'll arrest you and do worse because they'll violate your civil rights, because you don't have any civil rights here. You are just an immigrant here visiting. You're a tourist. They'll do whatever they want. And it'll be your word against theirs because they'll take your phone. And when you're crying and you have your mother on the news back at home in Philly, New York, or New Jersey, or wherever you were from, that was your accent. And you have your mother with her lawyer crying on the news, trying to get you back like that other loca who's in some Arab country. She's locked up for acting up. It's going to be the same story. And believe me, I'm sure that girl didn't want to happen what's happening to her right now. It ain't worth it. Do the right thing when you come here. Respect Colombia when you come here. Don't act up. So Queens, please, behave yourself. If you don't want to behave yourself with your men, you don't want to behave yourself in your neighborhood, that's your problem. Don't come to Colombia and do that. It's not going to end well for you. Another thing it's going to do, it's going to make all of us look bad. Because when you act like that, they don't see a lady, they don't see a black lady, they see a gringa. And I'm a gringo. They're going to stereotype all of us by your behavior. And you might say, that's stereotypical, that's prejudicial. That's how humans think. If they see 10 people act that way, they're going to think the whole country acts that way. And as soon as we come here, they're going to have an attitude with me, with you, and everybody else who comes here. So please, I ask you, I beg you, when you come here, show respect. Show more respect than you think you need to, and that might be enough.